Hey guys, so how many senses do you have? Think about it. Write a guess down in the comments below. If you guessed 5, well, you're wrong. And I know you've been told there were only 5. But to prove you wrong, let's do a fun little exercise. Close your eyes, go ahead, and I want you to clap your hands. Okay, open them. How'd you do that? How did you know where your hands were in relation to each other in your body? And how did you know in which direction to move them in order to clap? Did you smell where your hands were and move them accordingly? If so, go wash them, take a shower, and think about your life decisions. As for the rest of you, how'd you do it? If you didn't smell them, taste them, hear them, you couldn't see them, or feel them, you must have perceived them somehow. And that sixth sense is called proprioception. It's what allows you to keep track of all your body parts without seeing, feeling, smelling, hearing, or tasting them. Without it, you wouldn't be able to function in the slightest. Everyday activities like walking, speaking, running, heck, even eating would be kind of rough. That's not even mentioning any of the other 8 to 19 other senses you might have, depending on who you ask. When you really sit down and think about it, if you only had those 5 original senses, life would be pretty damn hard. Just how hard? Well, let's take a look. Here's a normal day in the life of someone with only 5 senses. Real quick before we start, let's just take a minute to define what senses are. So Wikipedia defines sensation as the physical process during which sensory systems respond to stimuli and provide data for perception. A sense is any of the systems involved in sensation. So basically, a sense is any way your body receives external stimuli through your sensory organs so that it can react. That being said, let's get into it. So it's the start of the day. You lie in bed thinking, it's morning. At least you think it's morning. You can't really tell. You try to get a sense of how long you've been asleep, but you have no clue. It could have been days, minutes, hours, years. You open up your eyes. By the amount of light in the room, you figure it's about 7 a.m. It's early. You don't have to get up till 9. You think about going back to sleep, but you're not sleepy. Not well rested either. Sleep just doesn't interest you. You decide to reach for your phone. Where are your hands? You awkwardly flail your arm for a sec until you make visual contact. You slowly reach for your phone and check the time. It's 9:30. You actually overslept. Must be a cloudy day. You attempt to get out of bed and fall flat on your face. What a klutz, you think to yourself as you pull yourself onto your feet. You start to feel your room tilt sideways. You can feel gravity pull you down, but at the same time, it's as if the room is spinning. Am I drunk? You ask yourself. You feel as though you had just gotten off a rocket-powered carousel. You stumble your way to the bathroom, stubbing your toe on what seemed to be every corner possible. You look at the mirror and jump. Who is that? You stare for a moment. It's obviously you, but something's different. The hair's the same, the skin, the facial hair is all a perfect match, but it doesn't feel like you. You chalk it up to bad sleep and start brushing your teeth. You nearly swallow your toothbrush as your arm spasms the motion of brushing your teeth. You enter the shower. You start to hasten your pace as you picture your professor scolding you for being late for the 3rd time this week. You somehow shower without a hitch in record time. You get out. The bathroom is full of mist. Weird, you didn't really take that long to shower, and the water felt cold. You look in the mirror to see if the morning weirdness passed. You're red. No, you're burned. You touch your face expecting to feel your skin sizzle with pain, but you get nothing. You look like you spend a week roasting in the sun, but it feels fine. You pop an Adderall hoping to clear your mind, and slowly get dressed. You're not hungry, so you skip breakfast to make up for lost time. You grab your granddad's old cane for balance, and start heading for the bus in front of your building, oblivious to the weird looks you're getting. You sit down and the lady in front of you says, "You must be freezing. You poor thing. Here, take this." She offers you a jacket, and that's when it hits you. It's the middle of winter. It must be like 10 degrees out. Something's definitely wrong with you. You politely decline the lady's jacket and decide to go home to figure this out. You get off the bus and start walking back. You can't remember how to get home. You know where you are, and you know where you live. You just can't place yourself in relation to everything else. You decide to use Google Maps. You take out your phone. Weird. It's 4 p.m. You type in your address and start to waddle your way home. You make it home and decide you've had enough. You grab your mom's car keys and start making your way towards the car. You start driving and command Siri to call mom. It rings and she picks up. You tell her what's going on and she tells you to pull over and call an ambulance. You refuse, thinking she's making fun of you. You hang up and speed up. You're having an exceedingly hard time driving. Eventually, you hear the unmistakable sound of a police siren. You look back for 1 second, and in that 1 second of distraction, your hand jerks sideways and you crash. You get taken to the hospital and get treated for burns, broken bones in your legs and hands, and some scrapes. Your parents arrive at the hospital and are briefed on your injuries. They're surprised to hear that the only injuries you sustained from the crash were some scrapes and a minor concussion. So obviously living with only 5 senses and still functioning as a person is a tall order. And if you want a straight list of all the senses you might not know about, check out the description. As always, all the sources are down there, as well as everything else. Sorry about the dark ending. It just kind of flowed in that direction. If you want more content like this, subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Thanks for watching.